So this morning we are going to paint the first part of this Super Duty. This is just kind of a normal rust repair job, I'll say, but we put all new doors, all new fenders, inner and outer rockers, cab corners, box sides, new tailgate. Basically the only thing that we saved is the hood. Everything else was pretty rusty, but we're past that now. We're gonna come in here this morning. This is a custom tri-coat color. It's a very floppy blue. It goes from black to blue. This is a color that I made a few years ago, but I call it blueberry pie because it reminds me of when you cut into a blueberry pie. It looks almost black and purple and blue kind of all at the same time. So this color should be pretty cool. Got a fresh, clean booth. We just cleaned the booth out yesterday. The last time that we really changed the filters and changed the flooring and everything was before the last class in December. So we've painted quite a bit of stuff since then. So we got the booth all cleaned out, ready to go here. So let's get to it. So now before we start spraying this, being that this is a truck and this is Wisconsin and this is a rust repair, we are gonna chip guard the wheel arches and the very bottoms of the box sides. That is just gonna help the rocks that the wheel throws at that. It's gonna help it basically just not chip quite so easy. It kind of puts a little bit of a cushion there for the rocks to bounce off of. So we're gonna rock chip that, chip guard all that, and down here. So the first layer of this color is just straight black. This is 1683 black base coat, straight out of the can, reduced, ready to spray, black in the gun. The next coat, or I should say the next step of this color, is a blue mid-coat mixture that I've made, but you can kind of see it's gonna flop really blue. And I'm gonna put that on top of the black, because if I put that in the black is just gonna bury it and it's gonna look really dirty and you're really hardly even be able to see it. So this is a tri-coat. And when we do tri-coats, this is honestly kind of like a candy, more or less, because it flops so much from blue to black. So generally when we do candies and tri-coats, we put the whole vehicle together, we spray the outside, we take it apart, we mask the outside, we spray the jams, and then we clear everything. So being this truck, we're doing the box today and the cab next week. So I'm pretty confident in my spraying abilities that I can make the box and the cab match, no problem. But the panels, the rest of the panels, for the most part, the fuel door's got to kind of be in place when we spray the mid coat. The tailgate has to be on the box when we spray the mid coat. So we're gonna do our black, get all our black down, get it covered in black, and then we're gonna put the tailgate back on the box and the fuel door on the box and spray our mid coat. We're gonna do 3 coats of this mid coat over top of black. And then from there, we'll let that flash for a good while. We'll take the tailgate and the fuel door back off, and then we will mask the box sides and the outside of the tailgate. We'll spray our mid coat in our jams, and then we'll go on to clear. So to make this mid coat, literally all it is DBC 500 and PRLX4 to a certain percentages. So basically, I'm gonna put 1,000 grams of DBC 500 into this cup, and then we are gonna do 0.2% by weight with PRLX4. So if I put 1,000 grams of DBC 500 in there, I'm gonna put 2 grams of PRLX4. So basically for every 100 grams, you're putting 0.2 grams of pearl into it. And you know, when you have that mixed, it really doesn't look like there's all that much pearl in it. I mean, you can see the blue flop to it, but it doesn't look loaded with pearl. It looks like DBC with a blue hue to it. But once you put that over black, it really just, it's amazing how a little bit of pearl will totally just make a color look awesome. So I've got 1,000 grams of DBC in there. Now I'm gonna go 2 grams of PRL X4. So that little bit of pearl is gonna change things a lot once I mix it all in there. So we've got all the black done, we've got the tailgate back on. There's no latches or anything in the gate right now, so as you can see, I've got tape running from down in the jamb of the gate all the way up to the front to hold it from falling. It is sitting on the actual you know, the pucks that it mounts on, but that's holding it from falling at the moment. And I've got the fuel door. We didn't actually bolt the fuel door right back in place, but I put it up here so that as I'm spraying this box side, I can just continue on and spray it as if it were down here. Even though it's a foot away, it's really not gonna make a difference as long as it's in my pattern here of my sequence of spraying. But yeah, we got the black down, it's coming out pretty clean. So we're gonna start shooting our mid coat now. So we've got one coat of the blue mid coat down. You can see it's kind of turning blue a little bit. All these lights in here, it's going to look blue from just about every direction. But we got 2 more coats of mid coat to put on, and then we'll be taking everything back apart. We're going to mask our jams, tailgate jam and that, so that when we spray mid coat at the jam this way, it doesn't blow around and change our color from our tailgate to our box side. So we got a mask right on this edge, all the way down on the tailgate and on the box once it comes back apart, so that we don't change the color on the outside, because a mid coat, if you have 4 coats here and 3 coats here, it's going to be a different color. So we got to be very meticulous about how we do this. So now we've got the 3 coats of mid coat on the outside, and I got my jams masked. We're just going to kind of come in lightly and lightly dust 3 coats of mid coat into the jams. Back side of the tailgate, front side masked off so we can dust into the jams. And then after that, we'll unmask and give it flash time and come in and clear it. We got 4 coats of BC 5700 on there. Now we're gonna just let this dry. We'll get this out of the boot tomorrow, and probably let it dry naturally till next week. We'll bake it a couple times with the infrared light, and then start cutting and buffing. Next week we'll get the cab in here and do a similar scenario on the cab.